So for months and months and months, PlayStation fans have claimed with extreme fervor that PlayStation, being the leader among PlayStation and Xbox of the console sales portion of the competitive space, puts them ahead of everything. The numbers that they've also been able to cite are PlayStation's numbers of about 65 million consoles sold. One of the things that I've avoided nonetheless is to worry or focus about the hardware sales, saying that number one, hardware sold is at a loss. When you actually think about it, the $499 PlayStation 5 was reportedly no longer being sold at a loss around 2021-ish. But PlayStation has somewhat backed away from that claim, simply because if you look right now, you can get a PlayStation for about $375. So we can't tell you exactly where PlayStation stands in terms of unit sales profit for its consoles. I usually cite this article written by Matthew Humphreys as of August 2021, where Chief Financial Officer Hiroki Totoki said that the company's $499 PS5 was no longer selling at a loss. However, when Bloomberg was pretty much reporting this story, they talked about it, but somewhere within the article, it said that Sony basically was talking about its losses that it still made. It said Sony, says any loss made on the $399 edition of the console is being offset through peripherals and continued sales of the PS4 console. This situation may also be helped by the fact that Sony is making a lighter version of the PlayStation 5 digital edition. So the DE version of the PlayStation 5 was still one that was not being sold as a profit. So somewhere, somehow, the best case scenario that we could actually put out here is that there was somewhat of an evening going on. So possibly the loss lead that you come out with the console in terms of how you sell it was probably not as big. And even with the PlayStation 5 Pro, you can tell that there isn't seemingly a lot of a loss being taken there, seeing as it's a $700 device without a disk drive. Now, I went ahead and I looked up PlayStation's official data for consoles sold. They actually have it publicly. They put it out here in their business data and sales. If you look at the URL for this particular website, it shows it up here. It says Sony interactive.com and then basically says our business data and sales. I simply had to just Google it. I was like, where are, PlayStation sales and how do people have access to the data? And what I saw was a little bit interesting because for their hardware sales, it says cumulative worldwide hardware sales, unit sales, sell through, and then cumulative worldwide hardware sales, sell in. I've never really heard about sell through versus sell in, so I looked it up. Sell in is the sales of product from a supplier or manufacturer to the retailer or distributor. Sell through is a sale of the products from a retailer to a consumer for the entire process of a product's journey from the supplier to the retailer or consumer. So basically, what sell through is pretty much is them, basically having the product reach your hand and my hand. So the PlayStation 5 that's in my home and in your home, if you're a PlayStation 5 user, is going to be under the sell through category. And the one that is still sitting on the shelves at Walmart or Target is going to be in the sell in category. We got that. When we look at the data, nonetheless, we realize that sell through as of April 2024 is 56 million plus units. But when we look at the sell-in for the PlayStation 5, it's the more recent data as of September 30th, 65 million. No one makes this distinction in the press. I've never looked at this data set officially before. This is the first time. And PlayStation fans, you've always constantly hounded me about this, but you don't realize that I will just fixate on this stuff for another 500 videos. And you know what that means, right? You've pretty much opened a Pandora's box that we may not be able to close, because I am going to go and find every single data set that I can actually get my hands on. So already from looking at these two particular values, there already seems to be a discrepancy of 11 million consoles somewhere that I don't know where they are. No one knows where they are. Only PlayStation knows where these 11 million consoles are. The difference, am I wrong? If I'm wrong, somebody tell me. Do I mean to say 9 million? I meant to say. Or what am I talking about here? Yeah, 9 million units. Sorry, I want to say 11 million. Let me run the numbers so I can be very accurate in this video, because I know someone's going to say, oh, he lied. He said 11 million. Oh, my gosh. Okay, let me run my numbers. So 65 million units as of September 30th, 2024, minus 56 million units as of April. It is 9 million. So somewhere around 9, maybe less, because it says 56 million plus. I want to be as accurate as I possibly can. So somehow, there are 9 million units of the so-called consoles that are in some sell-in category, sitting with distributors, retailers, and that claim about scalpers, I don't think it's too far off anymore. Hey, but again, let's throw that in. Let's just throw that out the window and say that Targets and Walmarts and Best Buys and, all kinds of places across the world are sitting on PlayStation units to the tune of 9 million. Now, you know what's crazy, ladies and gentlemen? This could also be the same for Xbox. So Xbox's 30 million units of consoles sold could also be facing this same kind of market situation where they have a sell-through category that is missing a specific number of consoles as well, and a sell-in category as well, where they have a big number like 30-something million, but possibly only 20 million of it or 21 million of it has sold. Now, when you bring that into the conversation, it kind of makes things go a little bit different, don't you think? And what's crazy is I only said it's likely that Xbox has this situation, but we don't even know how Xbox reports its console sales. Does it do a sell-in versus sell-through? Does it do only a sell-through, or does it do only a sell-in? We don't know. But I will assume, because I want to be on the most conservative side as possible, that there is a sell-in and a sell-through. But here's something else also with this data set, ladies and gentlemen. It says cumulative worldwide hardware unit sales, sell in, sell through. People have been saying that the PlayStation 5 portal is also accounted as part of the PlayStation 5 console sales. Because if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, when we look through their sales charts, there is nothing that actually separates the PlayStation portal here. So it's either those people are lying or they forgot to put the PlayStation portal data in here, which is interesting. Also, they seem to have a monthly active user base of 116 million as of September 30th of 2024. These are the data sets as they are represented and put out here by PlayStation. Not making this stuff up. It is from their own website, but it is also very interesting. Another thing with their hardware sales in terms of sell-in, which includes returned and refurbished items, you can see their data breakdown from every quarter, depending on this, when you're looking at it. So fiscal year 2020, their PlayStation 5 units came out, Q3 that year. Then they had their Q4, and then the fiscal year about 7.8 million, and then over and over and over again. And they have the data all broken down. But I'm not really too interested just yet on these data sets. But I have a question. Where did those 9 million consoles go? Where are they? Can we claim them? Can we say that they are sell-ins? Can we say that they're sell-throughs? Is this the metric that PlayStation fans have been holding over everybody's head, making it seem like this growth is some kind of a phenomenal growth? Interesting. I have to be fair, though. They do the same thing for the PlayStation, 4. However, the PlayStation 4 sell-in versus sell-through is actually only less than half of that, because the sell-through is 113 million, while the sell-in is 117. The discrepancy is not as high. It's a 3 to 4 million unit, 3 plus to 4 million unit discrepancy compared to 9 million units or 8 million plus units. What's going on here? Not saying anything crazy is happening. I'm just asking questions. You brought up the 61 million console sales. Let's look at it. And if you have any data about the Xbox's console sales, I'll be happy to see it too. Again, many of you think console sales are of some importance to me. I couldn't be bothered. Even AMD, Nvidia sales and Intel sales, I don't care. In fact, I'd hope that the best AMD products, sell fast so that, at the end of the day, the newest product can drive those prices down. For me, this is I'm engaging on this stuff from the economic perspective that I will be the benefactor of a market where there's heavy competition. I don't know about you. I'm not here to fanboy about any company. Screw that. There's not a, like I said, there's no brand loyalty in my bones. If my funds are worth your service or your product, I'll give them to you. If they're not, I'll hang on to them. This is why you're not going to find me in any camp. This is why I'm not worried about some console war that somebody was basically trying to foment from 10 years ago. It doesn't bother me at all. I have no loyalty to Xbox or PlayStation. None. None to Nintendo, nobody at all. If a computer was a box where they peeled off all of the components, I would look at the data and find out who's performing the most, and I'll buy it. If Intel was worth my money right now and AMD messed up, I would go Intel, and I'll go AMD in a heartbeat. There's no such. And that's how I roll. So let's look at the data. Thanks for watching the video. Peace out.